Range Rover just got a wake-up call it never saw coming. Welcome back to Cars Review, and today we are diving into a machine that could completely flip the luxury SUV world upside down, the 2027 Genesis GV-100. For years, Range Rover has sat comfortably at the top of the luxury SUV mountain, untouchable, unchallenged. The default choice for anyone who wanted prestige on wheels. But Genesis is done playing the polite little brother in the luxury game, and the GV-100 is their statement piece. A full-size flagship SUV built to go straight for Range Rover's throat. Let's talk about presence first, because this thing does not whisper, it announces. The GV-100 is expected to ride on a massive new platform, stretching well past 210 inches in length, giving it a stance that feels less like an SUV and more like a rolling estate. The signature Genesis crest grille is rumored to be reworked into a wider, more imposing face, flanked by razor-thin quad-beam headlights that look like they were carved with a blade. This is not a car trying to blend in. This is a car built to make a Range Rover Autobiography look like it is trying too hard. Under the hood, early reports suggest Genesis will offer two power paths. The first, a twin-turbo six-cylinder for buyers who still want a traditional engine note, expected to produce somewhere around 490 horsepower, but the real headline is the electrified option. A dual-motor setup rumored to push past 600 horsepower, with instant torque delivery that could make this 3-ton luxury giant sprint from 0 to 60 in the mid-3-second range. For a vehicle this size, that is not just quick, that is embarrassing for the competition. And here is where Genesis is expected to land the real gut punch: ride quality. Range Rover has built its entire reputation on that magic carpet feel, and Genesis knows it. The GV-100 is rumored to debut a next-generation electromagnetic suspension system, one that reads the road up to 1,000 times per second and adjusts instantly. The goal, according to early industry chatter, is simple: make the cabin feel like it is floating, no matter what is happening beneath the tires. Now let's step inside, because this is where Genesis is rumored to be playing a completely different game than everyone else in the segment. Reports suggest the GV-100 cabin is being built around a concept Genesis is internally calling quiet, luxury with a digital soul. That means natural materials, hand-finished open-pore wood, and Napa leather sourced through a supposedly more sustainable tanning process, all wrapped around a cabin that feels closer to a private lounge than a traditional SUV interior. Rumors point to available configurations with just 4 individual captain's chairs in a 2-2-2 layout, each one reportedly offering heating, cooling, and multi-point massage functions rivaling business-class airline seats. The technology side is where things get interesting. Early whispers suggest a curved, panoramic display stretching across most of the dashboard, combining the gauge cluster, infotainment, and even a passenger-side screen into one seamless glass unit. Genesis is also rumored to be leaning into augmented reality navigation, projecting directional cues directly onto the windshield, so drivers barely have to glance down. If true, this would put the GV-100 shoulder to shoulder with tech, from cars costing well over $200,000. Sound is another area insiders keep pointing to. Genesis has reportedly partnered with a premium audio brand to develop a speaker system exceeding 30 individual speakers, including headrest-mounted units for a more personal, immersive listening experience for every passenger, not just the driver. Then there's the tech Genesis hopes will actually get people talking. A rumored second-row entertainment suite with retractable screens and a conference mode that rotates the middle row slightly inward, turning the cabin into a mobile meeting space. It is a feature clearly aimed at executives and high-end buyers who currently see the Range Rover as the default choice for that exact use case. Cargo and practicality have not been forgotten either. Despite the coupe-like roofline expected in early renderings, Genesis is rumored to be targeting cargo space competitive with, or even larger than, the current Range Rover. Thanks to a flat-floor design made possible by the dual-power architecture, safety tech is expected to push just as hard. Reports suggest a next-generation driver assistance suite with highway speed hands-free capability, automated lane changes, and an AI-based system that continuously learns the driver's habits to smooth out acceleration and braking over time. Put all of that together, and the picture forming around the GV-100 is not just a competitor. It is being described by early insiders as a direct challenge to everything Range Rover has built its identity on. All right, let's get into the numbers, because this is the part that could make or break the GV-100's entire mission. Industry insiders are floating a starting price, somewhere in the neighborhood of $88,000 for the base, 6-cylinder trim. That is already a bold move, positioning it well under the entry-level Range Rover, which often starts north of $105,000 once buyers step into the trims people actually want. For the fully loaded electrified flagship trim, rumors suggest pricing could climb toward $135,000, still undercutting a comparably equipped Range Rover Autobiography or SV Autobiography, which can easily push past $180,000. That gap matters. Genesis has built its entire brand identity around offering Lexus-level reliability and Range Rover-level luxury, but at a price that makes buyers feel like they are getting away with something. If the GV-100 delivers even half of what current rumors suggest, it could be the first real vehicle in over a decade to make traditional Range Rover buyers stop and cross-shop. As for timing, early reports point to a possible reveal in late 2026, with production and dealer arrivals expected sometime in 2027. Genesis is reportedly planning a limited Founders Edition launch run aimed at early adopters who want exclusivity baked into their purchase, similar to strategies we have seen from other luxury brands entering a new segment. Warranty coverage is also expected to lean into Genesis's biggest advantage over Range Rover: reliability confidence. Rumors suggest a coverage package extending up to 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain, something Land Rover has never been able to match, and something that could ease the minds of buyers who have heard the horror stories about European luxury SUV reliability. So where does that leave us? On paper, the 2027 Genesis GV-100 is shaping up to be more than just another luxury SUV entry. It is being positioned as a direct, calculated attack on everything Range Rover has used to justify its premium for the last 20 years. Presence, performance, comfort, technology, and now price. Will it actually dethrone the king? That depends on execution, dealer rollout, and whether Genesis can convince long-time Range Rover loyalists to give a Korean luxury badge the same respect they have given a British icon for generations. But if even half of these rumors hold up, Range Rover may finally have a genuine reason to look over its shoulder. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2027 Genesis GV-100. Thanks for watching Cars Review. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.